Hello everyone, I'm Dustin Benzel, and welcome to another Pokemon XY anime discussion. This is going to be a short video, hopefully maybe around 5 to 10 minutes, and we're just going to talk about the gym battle real quick against Valerie that's coming in a couple of days. Now, there are two possibilities that I want to address, but there's also some interesting things that need to be addressed as well. But anyway, how I feel like the gym battle is going to go will either be two possibilities. One, Fletchinder is sent out against Sylveon, and of course Fletchinder beats Sylveon. And then Spritzee versus Fletchinder continues to go on, but Fletchinder loses. There's a scene in the second preview that at least sort of implies this. Then Hawlucha is sent out, and then basically Hawlucha ends up beating Spritzee. I think most likely, though, I think what mostly probably will happen outside of any other possibility, because there are other possibilities that we need to address, I think what's going to happen, though, is Fletchinder and Sylveon is going to happen as normal. Fletchinder beats Sylveon and is then recalled, and then Hawlucha is sent out, and then Fletchinder takes out Hawlucha, and then Fletchinder is sent out, and then Fletchinder manages to beat Spritzee for the gym battle. But there's also a few other possibilities. We're not going to discuss if Ash loses, because I don't think that's a possibility right now. Because right now, based on what we know of the following episode in regards to Shota, or Scotty, I guess, is his English name. I don't know where Scotty was revealed. I'm not really sure. It may have been on some website or whatever, because I don't think it was said within the actual episode. But the thing is, in the following episode with Scotty, Scotty or Shota seems very impressed with Ash, and then he admires him and wants to follow in his footsteps and whatever. And I can't imagine that happening if Ash does lose. So right now, I don't expect Ash to lose. So, but like I said, there are some other possibilities, and it's because when you see the two previews, they are really confusing. In the first preview, it implies that Fletchinder is going to lose at some point, and then it's just going to be Spritzee versus Hawlucha, because if I'm not mistaken, Hawlucha was the last Pokemon in that particular preview. Of course, we don't see any particular scene of Fletchinder losing, so there's a little confusion there. We do know that Hawlucha is only seen battling against Spritzee, while Fletchinder is both battling Sylveon as well as Spritzee. So it seems very likely that Sylveon and Fletchinder is the first matchup, and Sylveon will lose. But the second preview kind of makes you question that, and based on the first preview, it almost seems like Fletchinder will be the last Pokemon, and it will lose, and therefore Ash will probably lose the gym battle. But like I said, it doesn't make any sense for that to happen. So there is some confusion, but I think this might be a case of just the scenes messing up. I think they just wanted to give some more screen time to Hawlucha within the preview. So that's why it ended. At least I'm pretty sure Hawlucha was not seen battling Hawlucha. I can't quite remember what the final shot was, but there is important things to notice, that if Hawlucha does beat Spritzee for the fairy badge, then there is possibly good reason for why this is happening. In the first preview, we see Spritzee using Gyro Ball against Hawlucha and smacking Hawlucha against Trick Room, and then basically that's just basically it. It's just straight up that particular point. However, within the actual second opening, we see even a worse situation involving Fletchinder. Somebody is using Dazzling Gleam, and I'm pretty sure that it's Spritzee, because even though Sylveon can learn Spritzee can learn Spritzee, even though Sylveon can learn Dazzling Gleam. Based on the previous scene of that thing of Valerie sending out another Pokemon, and we already saw Sylveon, it makes more sense that Spritzee is the one using Dazzling Gleam there. But what we see is Dazzling Gleam smashing into Fletchinder, and it's a huge blast, and then it just smashes into the wall, the Trick Room, and then Ash calls out Fletchinder's name, Hinyu Nakama, or whatever. Sorry if I butchered that, but basically, Fletchinder's name was called out by Ash, is worried. Valerie is impressed with herself. So it seems like they're trying to paint this picture that Hawlucha might end up beating Spritzee for the Fairy Badge. Now, a lot of people might have issues with that, but I want to address that real quick. Even if Hawlucha does beat Spritzee for the Fairy Badge, that doesn't mean that Fletchinder's time to shine was completely ruined it, because if you compare Spritzee and Sylveon, I'm thinking Fletchinder's win against Spritzee is going to be a no, it doesn't matter case, because I think Sylveon would be a better opponent for that win. So at the very least, Fletchinder seems like it's going to beat Sylveon or whatever, so hopefully that'll be the case. Now I said already that I think so Hawlucha beating Spritzee is not going to be any problem because it's a Spritzee. It's just merely a Spritzee. Fletchinder's win against Sylveon is probably going to be far more impressive than if Fletchinder is going to beat a Spritzee or whatever. So anyway, now I know I said before that it seems like the first preview ends with Hawlucha and Spritzee, but I think it might have also been Sylveon. I'm not really sure. But if it is Sylveon, that makes up a possible case that might happen. But if it doesn't happen, I'm probably just going to edit this out and just leave stuff as it is. But if Sylveon is seen with Hawlucha in the first preview, then I think there is a possibility that Sylveon might use Baton Pass and send out Spritzee, and Spritzee gets knocked out, and then Sylveon is sent back out. Now, I'm not really sure if that's going to happen. I don't think it's likely to happen, but if it does happen, then all the speculation is wrong. But anyway, so yeah, I think that pretty much covers my speculation. I don't know if there's anything else to discuss. I think Ash is going to somehow win. I'm not sure how. I don't know if it's going to be Fletchinder or Hawlucha. Hawlucha being gyro-balled into the Trick Room wall is not as nerve-wracking as Fletchinder being smacked into the wall and Ash calling out Fletchinder's Japanese name, or Satoshi is calling out Fletchinder's Japanese name. I think based on the scenes, it seems more likely that Hawlucha will survive its encounter with Gyro Ball than Fletchinder with Dazzling Gleam. But then again, I'm pretty sure Hawlucha takes neutral damage against Gyro Ball, while Fletchinder is actually resistant to Dazzling Gleam since it is part fire. But it seems that they're trying to paint, as I've said, they're trying to paint Hawlucha being the one who gives Ash the Fairy Badge. But I still think that it's most likely that Fletchinder is probably going to sweep the gym. If Fletchinder does not knock out both Sylveon and Spritzee, then expect Hawlucha definitely to take the gym badge, because I think Sylveon is the first Pokemon, and I think it's going to lose by being the first Pokemon. But if in the episode Spritzee is sent out or Sylveon uses Baton Pass, then completely ignore anything I said. Anyway, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say about this particular gym battle. Just speculation, just to get it out there before the episode happens. So, thank you for watching. I'm Dustin Benzel, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.